We're here in the cloister just outside the Slipper Chapel, and I'm talking to Father Noel Wynne, who's the director of the shrine here. Father, you're a Marist father, so does your order have care of the shrine here?
We do. In 1968, Father Roland Connolly, one of our priests, had been working in vocations for quite a while and bringing young people here, and he was asked if he would look after the shrine.
And what sort of people come? They mostly seem to be quite large parish groups. I mean, you get great coach loads coming. Do you get individuals? And do you get anyone from abroad?
The biggest single pilgrimage we have now is the Tamil pilgrimage, when about 4,000 people come on one day. For quite a long time, we've had a New Dawn conference every August. That's a charismatic renewal movement within the Catholic Church. They're followed by Youth 2000, which is an English youth group.
The beautiful statue here in the Slipper Chapel, it's got a new modern chapter to its story, hasn't it?
Yes, it's a very nice story that. When the Pope came to England in 1982, he would very much have liked to come to Walsingham, but it wasn't possible. And so when he said Mass in Wembley Stadium, Our Lady went to see him. And the director of the shrine, Father Birch, at that time, together with the administrator of the Anglican shrine, took the statue down. She did a lap of honour of Wembley, and then the Pope took hold of the statue, put it on the altar, and left it there all through Mass.
And that's not the sort of thing you normally do just before Mass, putting a statue on the altar for Mass, is it?
It isn't. It's not allowed. But if you're the Pope, you can do what you like.
And what would you feel that you could say if you met the Lady Richildis and you told her what had happened, including that big break under Henry VIII and something revived?
I'd probably ask her why she didn't build it somewhere near a mainline railway station.
The story of the Catholic shrine here at Walsingham is really the story of Charlotte Boyd. She grew up in the 19th century, a lady of a well-to-do family. And she'd always been interested in the old ruined abbeys and monasteries in England. She had some family money coming to her, and in 1897 she decided to acquire a little old disused chapel that she'd seen in the fields outside Walsingham. It wasn't a ruined abbey. It was the ruined Slipper Chapel, the chapel of St. Catherine, belonging to the old shrine of Walsingham. The one bit that was left from the destroyed shrine and all the things that had once made Walsingham so famous. Charlotte Boyd bought it, and in the process of doing so was really walking a spiritual journey of her own. During the process of legally acquiring this chapel, she became a Catholic. And so what was planned as simply a little individual, ordinary church became the genesis of a Catholic national shrine. And so the first Mass was celebrated in the tiny, now renovated, Slipper Chapel. Then, 4 days later, a huge pilgrimage, 10,000 people from all over England, something that had been planned and organised for a long while, came by train, and the National Catholic Shrine of Our Lady was established here at Walsingham. And now Catholics from all over England come regularly to Walsingham. This is a place of reconciliation, a place to go to confession, to open our hearts to God, to open our hearts to one another. Walsingham is what it was always originally planned to be. Walsingham is the home, the holy house. Walsingham is England's Nazareth again. It was in 1829 that freedom finally came to Catholics after all those years of oppression. And it was Catholic emancipation in that year that enabled the regrowth of the Catholic Church, so that people like Charlotte Boyd could freely make the decision to be Catholics and live in the Catholic faith. And then at the beginning of the 21st century, modern travel makes it possible for people once again to come to Walsingham. But this time in a new way, to experience pilgrimage afresh after long centuries when it was abandoned. Discover its meaning for a new century when we've got so much we need to pray about. Walking down the lanes here in Norfolk with the creamy white may blossom on the hedgerows and the white Queen Anne's lace that line all the lanes here, you can find echoes of Catholicism everywhere, in the names of flowers, in the way we look at things, and in celebrating Mary in the month of May. It's impossible not to feel very close to the beauty of God's creation and to understand somehow that we're walking with Him through the journey of our life, and that there's a Nazareth to which we're all waiting. I think that going home to Nazareth is really the message of Walsingham.